Hi, this is Josh with Sales DNA, and this video is going to show you just how blissfully easy and fun prospecting can be. Let's go. First thing I'm going to do is come over to a Google Doc, and you'll see why in a second. Let's use a real example. So the company I want to use is a company called Loan Depot. I only want to search for leads in the US with the role marketing. Now that's a very broad role, but at this point, I'm not sure what the titles are. That's what I have to teach LinkedIn. How do people describe themselves that are the best fit for people I want to go after? So let's show you the process for how to do that. So Loan Depot, United States Marketing. I'm going to bop over to Navigator, Advanced Search for Leads. And I'm just going to simply fill in those three things. So geography is going to be United States. And the function or the role is going to be marketing. And then for the company, I'm going to go ahead and select Loan Depot right over here. And as this gets smarter, as we teach LinkedIn, we'll be able to just put in all the companies we want over here. But it starts with this process. So when I go ahead and search, brings me back about 52 results. And now I'm going to start mining profiles, going into each one of these to see which are my people. And let's say that VP of Marketing is a good description. I'm going to go ahead and copy it and go back into my Google Sheet. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to type in parentheses, VP of Marketing, and then I'm going to put that in quotes. And the reason I'm putting it in quotes is LinkedIn will only pick up this exact title, especially if it's 2 words, if you put it in quotes. And then I'm going to type in or, which is a Boolean search filter that says, hey, VP of Marketing people aren't the only ones I want. I also want, let's go back here. Let's say I also want SVP of Marketing. I'm going to go and copy that and go back over here and paste it. Or let's go look and just do one more just so you can get a sense of what I'm doing here. Maybe I want Director of Marketing, and maybe I also want, let's see, people that are marketing. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to say Director of Marketing or Marketing. And then I'm going to close this off with the end parentheses. And I'm going to copy this. And let's see what that looks like now in Navigator, what that brings back, because I may have to teach it a little bit further. So I'm going to go here and right over here where it says title, I'm going to paste that in and hit enter. And that's going to go from 52 to 41. Let me spin through here and see how this looks. This looks pretty good. But you know what I'm seeing? I don't want coordinator. So I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to say not coordinator, or let's see if there's anything else that I don't want. Not coordinator, or let's see, maybe analyst. Maybe I don't want analyst either. So I'm going to say, in quotes, analyst. I'm going to close this off. Now I'm going to copy this here, go back. And you notice we're going to go from 41 to probably 39 because we're going to zap those 2 titles. So I'm going to paste this in. Again, this is part of the teaching process. To paste this in here and enter. And you'll see now I go to 33. So those titles and any other people with those titles are no longer in the search. So it's getting a little bit smarter. And I can kind of go through this process, which I've done. And if I spin down here, you can see what this looks like. After I've gone through a couple companies, I've really dialed in my search criteria. And then once you dial this in, you just copy it, go back to Sales Navigator, go back to the title, clear this out, and I'm going to paste in the titles now that I've dialed it in. And now you'll see for Loan Depot, we get a very targeted list of 9 people. That again, I just pasted in this. Now here's the cool part. Once I've dialed this in, I can now start to just pile on the companies, right? So let's say I wanted to go to Geico. Type in Geico, and it's going to go from 9 to 23. It's now adding those exact titles from Geico. And let's say I also wanted to add, let's say, Quicken Loans. So I'll go and type Quicken. And now it goes from 23 to 33. And you can see now it's pulling in Quicken Loans. If I see a title that I don't want, I actually don't see any here. all I have to do is go and modify my query with another not. And so it might take you a couple companies to dial it in, but once you do, all you have to do is just keep adding additional companies into this area over here, and your leads will pop up on the right-hand side. Last thing you want to do once you've dialed in the query is hit Save Search. That way you don't have to go through this again. Just type in My Leads for marketing. And the other added benefit of this is if there are any leads that satisfy this criteria, it'll automatically pop up in the list. The next step in the process is to find the contact information for the prospects that I think I can make happier. And the best tool for the job by far is a tool called LeadIQ. And I promise Ryan O'Hara over at LeadIQ is not paying me to say this. I love this tool. Check this out. I'm going to click the Chrome extension and up comes this window over here. And you'll notice something, that the leads that you see or the contacts that you see on the left-hand side mirror the contacts that you see on the right-hand side. And so what I would do is go into each one of these leads and see if it's a person that I think I can help. And if so, I would add them to my list. Let me show you how I do that. So in LeadIQ, I actually have two different lists. They actually call them campaigns. I have a list for CMOs, and I have a separate list for directors, managers, and I think, let me just expand this a little bit, VPs. And now why do I have two different lists? Well, keep watching, you're gonna find out. So let's say I wanted Joe, and Joe's a marketing VP, so I wanna add him to this list. I can actually take a look at the information behind Joe, and you can see LeadIQ not only gives you the email address that's verified with this green check mark, but it also gives you his direct line at work and his cell phone number. And I'm seeing quite a bit of cell numbers as I'm using this tool. But let's say I wanted to add Joe. The only thing I do is I just select the right list and hit this plus sign, and bam, it is completely finished. If I were to bounce over here to LeadIQ and I were to click into this list, I would see, let me just refresh this a second. I would see that that contact has been added to this list. Let me actually do another one just so you can see what's going on. Let's say this chief marketing officer, I want to add that to the CMO list. So I'll come in here, switch my list, go over to Casey, hit the plus sign, and that is finished. That's how fast it is. Bounce back over to LeadIQ, just do a quick refresh, and you can see now in the CMO list, there's one person. Now here's where it gets really awesome. In Outreach, I built separate sequences for CMOs and separate sequences for marketing directors, managers, and VPs. So if I bounce back over to LeadIQ, all I have to do is select all the leads in this list, they call them campaigns, and send them right to Outreach. It's going to ask me what list I want to put it in, what campaign. This is going to be CMOs, and I hit export, and it is absolutely completely done in that sequence. And if that sequence was on, the people in this campaign would get that sequence. So here I am in Outreach. I have the sequence off, but you'll get the idea. If I go to prospects, you'll see that that prospect is in the sequence. If I go back to the sequence and just go into any one of these emails and preview it, you'll see that it's referencing Casey, which is the name of this actual prospect. So that is how you do it. Hopefully this was a little bit of a helpful tutorial. Go grab LeadIQ, grab Sales Navigator, construct your Boolean search. Let me know if you get stuck and need any help. This is Josh with Sales DNA. Have a great day.